Yo, what up? It's Roger from the Masquerade podcast. We did it first. We're back with another quarantine edition Zoom podcast. Very excited about this one. We have Quinn on the podcast today. What's up, Quinn?
Yo, what's up, Roger? I'm chilling, man.
Thank you for coming on. This took a little while. It was a few months of convincing you to come on, but we're finally here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I usually get nervous with things like these, but sometimes I got to step out of my comfort zone. So,
Yeah, well, thank you so much for coming on. So where are you right now?
right now I'm just in my room. Like, I'm just sitting at my regular desk. Like, I don't know. I sit here most of the day.
And what part? You're in the DMV?
Oh, yeah, I'm in the DMV, specifically Virginia, but I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
So for those who don't know, you're 15 years old?
I am 15 years old.
Like, are you turning 16 this year or you already turned 15?
I'm turning 16 this year.
Okay. So that makes you what, a junior in high school? You're about to be a junior?
No, I'm about to be a sophomore.
What the hell? It's
Yeah,
so
man.
crazy. You and Glaive are both sophomores in high school.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
That's insane. So I think the first time I heard of you wasn't too long ago. I'm not going to pretend like, oh, I've been listening to you for the past year. It was
Yeah.
maybe 3 months ago. I heard one of your songs on YouTube. I really liked it. And then I went on your Instagram, and one of the first things I noticed, being me, being a blogger and someone who owns a label and like looking at all the little stuff, was that Tokyo's Revenge was commenting on your post. I was like, oh, this is crazy. Like, you didn't have that many followers at the time. And then I did some more searching, and it seems like you used to make trap metal stuff. Is that
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Man, those were interesting days, but yeah, I used to make trap metal. It was fun, but it wasn't for me. Like, that was like, I just wasn't good at it.
So is that how you got your start recording music, though?
Nah, I got my start. Like, I started making music just like regular trap shit. Like, I remember uploading like SOB XRBE type beats to my YouTube channel and stuff like that. Like, I don't know, like just a bunch of type beats to my YouTube channel. Then it ended up like I was a funk producer for like a really short amount of time.
Wow.
And then that's when I shifted towards trap metal for like 2 or 3 years.
So you speak on Twitter a lot about how Herbo is your favorite rapper.
Oh yeah.
And you were very into trap, and you originally grew your hair out into dreads because you were inspired by those guys, and I would assume Chief Keef. So
Yeah.
you're so young. What year was that when you were into all of that stuff?
Man.
Like, how old were you?
I don't know. Like, okay, so I was living with my big brother and my parents, and my big brother always played like Chicago drill and stuff like that. And at that time, I was like, what, 6? I don't know. Like, I was 6 when I was introduced to Chicago drill. Yeah, I was young.
It's so crazy,
and
dude.
and yeah, I was young, and I didn't get my dreads until I was what, 12, I think. So I had these for a while, but yeah, I was in the Chicago drill for a while because of my big brother.
So what inspired you to start actually making music?
I started making music because, like, I don't know, it was just always like I would sit down as a child, like I would just sit down and I would get like random ideas for a song or something like that. Just not a serious song, just like some foolish shit. But then it slowly became like more serious and stuff like that. So like I was like, all right, I was like, all right, I want to make music, but I'm too young. Then I was like, wait, there's no like minimal age to make music. So I was like, like, just make music. And I started using GarageBand on my iPad. Then I shifted to GarageBand on my mom's Mac laptop. And then that somehow shifted to Audacity, and which now shifted to FL Studio.
And how did you learn how to do it? Were you watching YouTube tutorials? Was there someone in your life showing you the way?
No, I would never watch YouTube tutorials. No, none of that. I always taught myself my own stuff because like I figured if I watched tutorials or something, then I ended up sounding like everyone else or something like that.
Right.
Like I don't know, I just want to do everything myself. I'm an independent person. Like you won't see me looking for help for something that much.
So typically during this portion of the interview, I'll say, what was it like growing up, for example, in Virginia? Or
Yeah.
what was high school like? But you're still growing up in Virginia and you
Yeah.
were just a freshman in high school. So there's not
Yeah.
that much to pull from. But when you're in middle school and you're recording music only a few years ago, uh, what did your friends think? What did the rest of the school think? What did your family think?
When I was making music, they didn't take it seriously because I was so young, which is normal. But
Mhm.
like I don't know. Plus, it wasn't as good back then. So like for a while, I was just making it off of my phone until I got on my mom's laptop. But like still, people didn't take it as seriously because I was only getting like 50, 100 plays a song, maybe. I don't know. I didn't really have a fan base or anything like that. Like I didn't come up from much when it comes to music, so yeah, they didn't really take me seriously.
And in terms of typically, I'd be like, so what were you up to in high school? In terms of middle school or even last year of high school, are you playing sports? Is there anything else going on in your life, or is it just music, music, music?
No, it's just music, music, music. Like I used to do things like baseball, football, and I used to swim. I'm really good at swimming, but I used to do all that. But I just realized like sports and stuff was for me. And I was in a music production club in freshman year of high school, but that fell through. Like I don't know, we had like 2, 3 meetings, and it like and people just stopped going. I don't know, but uh, yeah, it's just been music, music, music. Like my parents been trying to get me into a hobby. I was like, nah, I like music better. Plus, I'm making money, so yeah.
Okay, so you start with trap. Eventually, you get into trap metal for a short period of time. How'd that happen? I assume maybe you were inspired by X or Cyber, or who was the inspirations there?
It was definitely. It was yeah. It was definitely. It started off with X because like that was back in 2015. I think I was in fourth grade actually, and and yeah, I was young, but well, I'm still young, but I was younger. But you know what I mean. Um, I was in fourth grade, and I heard about X, and I think I heard "Look at Me." I don't know when "Look at Me" came out. I don't even know if it came out in 2015, but I remember being in fourth grade when I heard it.
Yeah, that was like 2015, 2016. I think it was 2015.
Yeah, yeah. I remember hearing "Look at Me," and I was like, "This is, I don't know, like this is cool." I guess it wasn't the best to me, and then I dug deeper into more of his stuff, like Members Only, Volume 2, and all of
Mhm.
that. And I was like, "Oh my god, this shit is awesome!" And then after that, it branched off into other people like Midnight Society and Cyber
Right.
and Anti World and Weird Clan, all of that. And I was like, this is amazing. I was legitimately impressed. I didn't know the underground existed. Like it was crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So then eventually you find this whole underground scene of all these artists who are so under the radar, but they make great music and they're having fun. And there's websites like Masquerilla, and there's this whole world going on. Uh, is that what like really drew you in? Was this whole community online?
Yeah, sort of that. And sort of because like when I first started doing music, I did music because I wanted to make music, of course. And I also did it because I kind of like wanted attention from people. Like because growing up, I didn't get much attention from my family, only from my big brother. So I wanted attention from like other people, and then that kind of like went away because once I got the attention, I didn't like it. So,
Hmm.
but
Interesting.
yeah,
You speak a lot on Twitter. A lot of it is, I assume, jokes, but you speak about your parents on Twitter.
yeah.
Um, very shortly, we will definitely get into more current times of your life and everything crazy that's happening. But have your parents been supportive? What's that relationship like? How has that grown?
Uh, okay, so my dad supports me. It took him a while for him to take things seriously. Like once I bought my first mic, he was like, "Okay, you're serious?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I'm serious." And then he was like, "All right." But my mom doesn't. My mom still doesn't really take me seriously, even though that I'm like making money and everything like that. Like I'm not. It's not. It's not a lot of money. Like I can't live off of it, but it's a lot for somebody as young as me. So
Sure.
yeah. But nah, my mom's not impressed. She hasn't seen my stats or anything, or like my followers, any of that. um, my big brother, he knows about it, but he doesn't really care. He's living his own life right now. And the rest of my family, they also know about it, but I won't. I don't know. I just won't tell him. Like I just won't tell him anything about music. I don't know. I don't know him like that. I don't know my other family members like that.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, and we're like, we will definitely proceed to that part of the conversation in,
Yeah.
in a little bit, but it seems like it's great to hear that your dad supports. It seems like your mom very soon is going to be very familiar with all of the attention that you're getting.
Yeah.
So you're making the trap metal music. How'd you meet Tokyo's Revenge? That seems to be one of your earliest kind of
Oh
larger
man.
artist cosigns.
I'm surprised you know about that. Okay, so I was in a collective called Access Denied, and that was probably like one of the best times of my life, if I'm honest. Yeah, it was a collective called Access Denied with my friend, who I like to call my big brother. Oh God, the deity. You might have seen him on Twitter a few times. But yeah, I was in a collective with him, and being in that collective and in that scene was like, there weren't, how do I say this? Like, since there was basically any real life aspect, it was basically made up off of a bunch of group chats and stuff like that. So it was collective. It was a group chats for collectives, and it was group chats for like, we could communicate with like fans and supporters and stuff like that. And fans and supporters turned into like friends and all of that. So we had like a series of group chats, and yeah, it was just confusing. But in one of those group chats, there was Tokyo's Revenge, and he wasn't as big at the time. I think he had like 2,000 followers.
Wow.
And that was what, like last year, 2 years ago, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
But
he had a very recent. It was only until like 6 or 7 months ago, if that, that he's like, "Oh, I have 100 million streams on my song, and I'm like
yeah,
signed and very successful."
it was crazy. Like he came up really fast. But
Yeah,
yeah, I just met him in a group chat. That's it. But I never knew him on a personal level. But like we talked from here and there.
yeah, because he's for sure. I mean, just the way Instagram works for me, at least, maybe because we follow each other, it shows his comment whenever like. So I see it all the time. Uh,
Yeah,
but that's like really cool that you met him that early on, because now you're on a very similar path of like where we're saying like, oh, in 6 months, who knows where you will be from now. But continuing on your journey, so what led you? You're in the collective, you're making trap metal. What made you want to change up the sound? Still so young, experimenting.
um, when I was making trap metal, I don't know what like introduced me to like EDM poppy stuff, but like I don't know. I think one day I was just like browsing YouTube, and then I found "How to Dress is Human" by Osno One, or as we know her now as Laura Les. And
Mm.
I found that, and I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. And then I found 100 Gex. I was like, holy shit, this is even more amazing. And I was like, I want to make music like this. And then I started using autotune and all of that. And people weren't fucking with it. Like they thought it was weird. They're like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm making music. And they were like, I don't like, they was like, I don't like this, but it's just because they weren't used to hearing it. Maybe that, or I just wasn't really good at it at the time, but I don't know. But yeah, I started using autotune, and I started making like old Lil Tracy type shit, like kawaii Hello Kitty
Interesting.
type shit, like
Interesting.
like yeah, like Trash Vampire, all of that shit. Like I started making stuff like that, and eventually, as time went on, it shifted over to more to what I'm doing right now. It's just like whatever. Like I don't know what I'm doing right now, but I'm just doing it.
And I mean, I guess critics are calling it hyperpop, which
Yeah.
you're lucky, because I was a part of the whole SoundCloud rap movement early on. I still am, even if I don't even know if it's still a thing. But we all hated the term SoundCloud rap. You're lucky it's not called TikTok rap.
Oh man.
I would
People
have
say
loved
that.
if, like, no, they don't say it, but I'm saying you're very lucky it's called hyperpop.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see what you mean now. But like,
Yeah.
no, I hate it. I always hated the term SoundCloud rap too. SoundCloud rap, SoundCloud rappers, all of that shit. Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah, horrible. So I feel like you guys got lucky. So how soon after you start uploading those first songs do you start to meet the rest of this hyper pop scene?
Um, I think okay, so I think it was after I dropped Fake Emotions and Jealousy is a Bitch. And that's when this collective called Bloodhounds noticed me, and that's in this scene, and they noticed me. Actually, no, it wasn't Bloodhounds. No, they noticed me later on. But okay, restart. I dropped Fake Emotions and Jealousy's a Bitch, and then my man Kills, Misaku Fox, he DM'd me, and he's in Goon City. He DM'd me. He was like, yo, this is amazing. I was like, holy shit, hi, I look up to all of you guys. And he was like, yo, for real, would you like to join my collective? I was like, hell yeah. And then when I joined that collective, Goon City, all of that, it was just the gateway into everyone else in the community. And it was just crazy because like, and I still look up to these people today, but they're my friends at the same time, and it's crazy.
And I mean, when even everything's happening so fast, so when even was that? Like 8 months ago?
Yeah, about 8 months ago. Yeah.
Perfect. I did my research. What was the first song that you released in this new sound that got the most traction? You're like, oh, this is real.
The most traction.
Or like, what was the moment where you realized, oh, something's happening here?
I made a song called "A Love Letter to Colgan," and that was I took it down because like I gave away my high school, but like I don't really care at this point. But
right, it's a little bit too late for that.
Yeah, it's too late for that. But yeah, I made "A Love Letter to Colgan," and I was like, okay, this ain't bad. Like I'm onto something. Like my production and everything switched after that song. Like it was crazy. Like, and then that song, I think that was when I hit my first 10K, and that's when I was like, wow, this shit is real. And then I dropped Fake Emotions and all that, and I also hit 10K, and I was like, wow, this shit is real. Like, yeah, but yeah.
You're like, oh, it's all happening. And how many Instagram followers do you currently have right now?
I don't know. I don't check often, but last time I checked, I think it's like 20.8 thousand. Yeah.
It's like over 20 grand. I think when I found you, even, which was just 3 or 4 months ago at this point, you still only had like 4,500 followers or something.
Oh yeah, I was smart.
I think the first song I heard from you that I keep referencing is "I Hate It Here." Would that fit in the timeline of something that was released like 4 months ago?
I think so. I don't know.
It might be, or it could have been someone that I knew.
It was definitely someone that was one of them. I released "I Hate It Here" and someone that I knew at around the same time, I think, because I released "I Hate It Here" for the first time 6 months ago, and then like a huge wave of like people just striking down people's songs for no reason came through, and they strike down "I Hate It Here," "Fake Emotions," "I Don't Want That Many Friends in the First Place," and I think like 5 other songs, and then I got them put back up, but SoundCloud wouldn't let me put "I Hate It Here" back up. And I was like, wow, so I guess that's gone. And then 2 months later, I was like, hey, guys, I found the file for "I Hate It Here. You want me to re-upload it? It was like, yeah. I was like, all right, I'll re-upload it. And yeah.
Yeah, I remember that on Twitter, maybe not even from you specifically, but it was like the SoundCloud apocalypse of like anyone could get a song striked for no reason, and people were freaking out about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the SoundCloud apocalypse.
Like a lot of your music more currently, it deals with angst, and I would, say talking about more harder subjects. Like what in your life inspires the music now?
I often get like uptight or fed up about like the smallest things. Like for example, if I tweet something and then somebody replies with like okay or some shit like that, then like I don't know, that shit has me like bummed out for like the rest of the day. Like I don't know, like I get fed up about the smallest things, and I'm like, wow, like I don't know what's happening to me. I don't know what's happening to me. Like, am I just too sensitive and stuff like that? And like I just take all the like confusion and like the anxiety or stuff like that, and I just put it into music, and I bring up topics that not many people bring up in their music, because the topics I bring up, it's not like serious things like losing a friend or a family member or something like that. It could be as simple as just being left out in a group or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And actually no, it could just be as simple as like, let me be more specific. It could be as simple as being left out in some sort of like school project. How about that? Like it could be as simple as that. But yeah, like, I don't know, it's just simple things that inspire like really big issues with me. I don't know. But yeah.
And what kind of space are you in when you're having those feelings and you're making the songs? Is there a certain mindset you have to be in when you record in your room, or is it after you've already thought about it and then like you have this idea, or like you're feeling all these emotions and you just hit record?
Um I don't know. Like usually if something pisses me off, or if I get mad or something or sad, I'd have to calm down first. And as I'm calming down, I'd be like writing lyrics or making the beat for the song. And yeah, basically after that, then I just let all my feelings out into the song. And then afterwards, I'm like, well, that happened. But at least I have a good song out of it. So yeah.
Is there ever any second thought of, okay, I recorded this song, it's the next day, I woke up, like, should I upload this on SoundCloud? Like, I said too much or I was too honest. Like, have you ever had those sort of thoughts?
Definitely, man. Like when I made MBN, Must Be Nice. Oh my
Right.
God. Like I made that in like, I don't know, I made that in like 15, 20 minutes. Like song wrote it, everything. And I think that was on a night before school. And I made that before I went to bed at around like 10, 11 p.m. And I wasn't really thinking much. I was just like really, really down, and I just needed to say something or do something about it. And I made Must Be Nice. And I dropped it, and I woke up for school in the morning, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, what? I thought it was the worst shit ever, but like everyone loved it. Like I woke up to texts from people like, Quinn, like this shit has me crying right now. I'm like, seriously? Like, I don't know. I didn't put that much effort into it. Like all of that song was one take. Like I didn't put that much effort into it. But yeah, I woke up, I was like, what the hell is this? Like, yeah, I do regret a lot of things that I dropped though. That is true.
You know, that was actually the song that I heard first.
Yeah. I'm not
That was the one
surprised.
I heard on YouTube. Like it came up in my suggested videos or something like that.
Yeah.
That seems like that's the song that really sparked everything for you in terms of getting more attention. Like that was the one that went, right?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Um, so you're talking about you're recording a song and then you have school the next day. Are you in school right now, or is it still summertime for you?
It's still summertime for me. I start school on September 8th, I think.
Are you actually going to the physical school, or is it all on Zoom?
Uh Honestly, I don't know yet. My school put out a letter, said that they're we're going to be doing it like online, but that's it. That's basically all they said. They said we're going to be doing it online. That's all they said.
Okay.
No more details. So I don't know what we're doing yet.
So it sounds like as of now, you're not actually going to school.
Yeah, it's a possibility that I will be going to school like half of the day and other half of the day
Okay.
online, or first quarter not going to school and then the rest of the year going to school. I don't know.
Dude, I can't imagine having a music career about to take off, let alone being in school, but also having to sit in my room and be on Zoom all day or like whatever it is in school. And like, I just have the internet right here and like, I can just go do what I want. Like, how would you ever focus? It seems impossible.
Nah, I don't blame you, man. I can't. I often can't focus with school, but I'm working on it.
Okay? So your followers are going up, your streams are going up, you're making some money. People like me, and even more important, people are reaching out to you. How are kids at school reacting?
uh, I don't know. I don't keep in contact with the kids at school, but I do notice that some kids that I wanted to be friends with in school, but they like the people that ignored me, stuff like that. They started following me on Instagram. Like a few of them, like I don't know, 3, 4 of them. And I would be the asshole and be like, nah, bro, fuck you. Like, nah, bro. I remember back in the day when you turned me down and stuff like that. But like, nah, I found some kindness in my heart and I followed him back and stuff like that. So, but yeah, but that's where I got the idea for "Don't Fuck With Me Now." Um, but yeah.
I mean, you could just flex all over them, be like, fuck you, you're blocked, I'm a superstar now. But you're taking the good route. You still have 3 more years of school with these people, so it might not be the best idea. If you were like a senior and you're not going to finish the year because you're going to be on tour, then it's like, all right, fuck everybody. But you got some time left in that town.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't know. I got some time left here, so I might as well make the most of it. I can't drop out at all. Like that's not an option. Like my family will disown me, so I have to stick it out. And I don't really
How
want to
much
drop out
money
though.
would you have to be making for your mom to be like, all right, you can leave school now?
A lot. Like I don't know, enough money for me to at least live in a small apartment or something like that. So yeah.
That's not that much money, man. Hate to break it to your mom, but that's like, I don't know, 36 grand a year.
Really? What?
Is that
Okay.
the right math? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about like that type of stuff yet because obviously I'm not too old, but still, like,
Right.
yeah,
I would assume your parents would want a nice savings account set up with at least 6 figures in there.
yeah, probably, yeah. My
Yeah.
mom definitely, yeah.
What do your parents like? What's their job? Like, what do they, what's their living?
My mom was an accountant, but she recently got fired. But and like I don't know, in a good way, she got fired, but they gave her $18,000. So that's
It
good, I
was like
guess.
it was like a coronavirus thing, or
Yeah, because she works. Yeah, because she's accountant for a theater, and like you can't work at a theater if no one's going there.
right,
So
right.
and they can't keep the same staff and stuff like that because like I don't know some shit about like the business just shutting down if they kept the same staff. So they fired a few people. My mom was one of them, but respectfully. So yeah, my mom was an accountant, but she got fired recently. But my dad's in the army, and he's been in the army since like 2001, I think. I don't know,
Huh.
but yeah.
How, what does he do in the army? Has he seen war? Does he just stay in the U.S. and do other stuff? Like, what does he do?
Oh yeah, he's been to Iraq. That was before I was born though. So yeah.
Wow. Have you ever moved around with him, or you just stay put?
Definitely. That was that's one of my biggest issues with life. Like I moved around I think 4 times because I lived in Baltimore. I moved to Atlanta. No, I moved to Augusta and then I moved here to Virginia. Then I moved to Pittsburgh, then I moved back here. So 5 times. But
Wow.
yeah, that's one of my biggest problems. Like I never had childhood friends or anything. Like I don't know any areas I moved to that well because I haven't lived here long enough to like know it that well. So yeah, all of that stuff. Yeah.
So you're an army brat,
Yeah, yeah,
and I mean, I guess that makes sense that you're in Virginia because isn't that like where everything is? I
yeah.
think.
Basically, yeah,
Yeah, and like close to Washington and all that.
yeah. Oh yeah, I'm really close to Washington.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the army, but I would assume it's somewhere in Virginia. So you grew up and you didn't have a lot of friends, but you're making all these friends on the internet. Why don't we just list off who are some of the people in this hyperpop scene that you've grown closer with and established friendships with?
Oh man, a lot of
Don't
people.
forget anybody.
Okay, it might be a lot of people, but I have to say, my man Pitfall. That's like my best friend ever. Glaive, Curtains, Widow, uh, Quizzy, Posture. So basically, all of So Silver O 03. Chach, Kills, Saturn. Um, Shit. Who else? It's a lot more people. I can't name them off the top of my head. Kamo, Funeral, Noki, Black Winter Wells, definitely her. Um, I don't know. It's a lot more people, so I don't know. If any of those people see this and I didn't name you, I'm sorry. I still love you. You know that, but yeah, those are the people I can name off the top of my head.
And how does it feel having all these friends now? It must feel great.
It feels good because like it's like one like in the scene we're in, it's like one big friend group. Everyone knows each other. There was one big server full of everyone called Mom World. that me, Curtains, and Glaive came up with. And yeah, it was just a hub for everyone to hang out at. It was a Discord server. And like we just chilled there on a daily until that fell out eventually. Like some drama happened. It wasn't anything too seriously. It was like over a Minecraft server. but yeah. And then we fell out, like, I don't know. And as it grew bigger, we noticed that some people like didn't fuck with each other, but like secretly. And that's not healthy for anybody. So we discontinued it. But yeah, so like we move much smaller as people now. Like, we're still there for everyone and stuff like that. Like there's no bad blood between me and anyone, but there's people that do have bad blood between each other. But that's just like every scene, so can't expect much.
Is everyone around your age still in high school? Like kind of maybe like freshman in college. Seems like it's like the oldest it gets.
I don't know, cause Pitfall, he graduated. Actually, no. Yeah, he graduated the easy way because of coronavirus. Yeah,
he said, "You're just fucking done, bro. Get out of here. You are graduated."
Basically. Yeah, Pitfall graduated. Black Wells graduated. She's been making music for a long ass time, like probably since I was in kindergarten. She's been making music for a while. Yeah, Black Wells graduated. Glaive's still in high school, as we know. Curtains also still in high school. Yeah, the rest of Soul Silver 03 is still in high school. But Chach graduated. But yeah, a lot of my friends graduated, but a lot of my friends are still in high school. It's like it like balances and evens out at the same time.
And I'll say this, I think hyperpop was going to have its moment regardless, but quarantine and everyone's stuck in their house and they're on Twitter and they're on these servers and they're making music has really just played into your hand of like perfect timing for this specific music scene to happen. There's like virtual concerts and parties and servers and Minecraft. And it's like, oh, this like for real is the future. It's not just like a fun thing that's happening for a few months. Like, no, this is actually the next wave for real.
Yeah. And it's funny because like, I don't know, hyperpop, probably the best name we came up with. But absolutely. I wanted to call it bedroom pop until I realized that was already a genre.
It already existed.
Yeah, it's a genre.
Claro.
Yeah, like Claro. Yeah, like I was like, bedroom pop would be nice. It's like we're all stuck in our bedrooms making music, but that's already a genre. I wanted to say PC music too, but that's already a label. So,
right. Yeah, kind of like computer. What is that, like early 2000s stuff or something? I'm so bad at genre.
Actually, no, not. Actually, I don't know. I always thought it was around like doing the early 2000s, but no, I don't think so. But
we need one of those flow charts. Like someone put together recently, like an insanely exhaustive list of all the underground producers. I don't know if you saw that. It's like 1,000 from like 2012 to now. We need a list of like from Mozart to now genres of music so I can wrap my head around it because I have no idea. And I own a label and I own a podcast and a website and I still don't know. I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, people probably would crucify me for saying that they've been around since the early 2000s, but I don't know. But I don't know. I could have swore I've heard their name when I was like 6 or 7 or something like that. But
yeah, that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, but like PC music's all those people like 2 years ago. But no, like PC music's all those people like and Hannah Diamond and Angie, like the real pop people. Like when you say pop music, those are like they're really pop music, like the definition. Mm-hmm. But
speaking of genres, though, who started hyperpop? Is it 100 Gex? Is it Crystal Castles? Is it someone even before that we don't know, like fucking Metro Station? Like who actually, in your perspective, because I'm sure there's no one person, but who's like the one for you that really started this whole thing?
I don't know. I have to say maybe Tupac. No, I'm just playing.
It's a little known rapper named Tupac. Not sure if you've heard of him.
Yeah, but no. I don't know. I'd have to say it's a bunch of people that helps. I don't know if there's any individual person that started it, but a bunch of people helped kickstart hyperpop. But yeah, I'd have to say like Crystal Castles definitely are some of the people that did. PC Music also helped out with that. It could date back to like the 80s and stuff like that. So when people were
Right.
using high pitched auto tune for songs like Computer Love. I don't know if you ever heard that, but like yeah. Like for songs like that, it could date back to when all the way back there. Some people could say Daft Punk even had a hand in help like
Right.
kickstarting hyperpop with their influence, like with their influence and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know who originally started it, but I'd like to say people like Daft Punk and all that, yeah, started it.
And now, in the current times, you're in the forefront of the movement. I would say it's you, Glaive. CM10 isn't as active on Twitter, but obviously he's super big.
Yeah,
Alden is like, next up the pipeline.
definitely am, yeah.
So how does it feel to be one of those, two, three, four of you're leading this charge, you're on the forefront, you're 15 years old, you're not even a sophomore in high school yet. Is there a lot of pressure?
Sometimes, no, not a lot of, no. Actually, yeah, sometimes it could be pressure, but that's like rarely. Like, I don't know. I feel better. Sometimes I feel better talk like with around a bunch of people than just one person. I'm not saying I feel awkward right now. I feel fine, but like,
Okay, good.
but
Good, because we're about 40 minutes into this, and it'd be terrible if you still felt awkward.
No, I'm fine. But no, it's all right. I don't know. But it feels good on my behalf though, because like first it started off with like just me becoming like rising up in the scene. Because when I ended up in when I came into the scene that I'm in right now, it was all just everyone was heavily inspired by like Blade and Drangang and everything like that. Like trying to be like that. I really don't want to say Blade clones because they hate, like we all hate that shit. But like they were
We're
heavily
gonna get
inspired
into
by
that.
Blade.
Don't worry.
All
That's
right.
the next topic.
But yeah, like everyone's inspired by Blade, and then I came in, and then I started just like doing shit, and then everybody got out of their like comfort zone, and it made me really happy. Like I don't want to say that I started the creativeness because I really don't want to say that. I want to say that I just helped everyone like come out of their shell with like their musical ideas and stuff like that. And then like I came up, and then like Glaive came up, and now Alden's coming up. CM10 came up, and it's like it makes me happy. I'm not coming up alone. Like I don't want to come up as like a solo artist because the scene's full of very, very talented people, and I all want them to come up with me in some way, shape, or form. So yeah, it's making me happy to see other people come up with me.
So you're talking about Blade, one of your more
Oh
famous
yeah.
Twitter beefs, maybe the most. I mean, definitely the most famous one is with Blade. What's the backstory there? Where's the conflict? You got doxxed.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
hear
that
about
was.
this.
You heard about that? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was crazy. After everyone started making like more poppy type music, more creative shit, I was like, as you saw, I tweeted out the scenes progressed past the need for Blade, and that was worded horribly, like terribly, like because and people like everyone in like I don't want to say everyone in the scene because I don't want to like incriminate anybody, but like most people, I talked to most of the artists in the scene. I was like, yo, you think there's a need for Blade anymore? It was like, hell no. I was like, all right. All right. But and then I tweeted that out, and then like they agreed with me, and then like, but there was still like some artists in the scene that didn't agree with me. And there was a lot of Blade fans that didn't agree with me. Our Sad Boys most definitely didn't agree with me. But then I explained like what I meant by it, and I was like, okay, that makes sense, but we're still gonna dox you. And then I got doxed. No, I got doxed, and then I spoke to the people who doxed me. It was like they said something like, how about I call your mom and tell her about the stuff you've been tweeting?
Oh my
And
God.
I was like, what? Like you're basically, that's equivalent to like a teacher saying they're going to call my mom for acting up in class or something. I was like, go ahead and call her. And like, matter of fact, I'm right in front of her. She's using her phone, and it was like, "Have a nice day, Quinn." And I was like, "All right," but yeah, that whole situation was messy.
It seems like it's kind of blown over, right?
Oh yeah, it's definitely blown over. Like those people still have my info, but like as they were going on, they admitted that they were starting to feel bad for it. So yeah.
As a byproduct of that and other online Twitter stuff that you find yourself in, you get a lot of transphobic hate comments.
Yeah.
I mean, you're so young in general. You have this career that's on its way up. That's enough on its shoulders. And then to get the transphobic comments, how does that affect you? Like, how do you get past that? Or
At first, it was like I was like I don't know. It was crazy. Like I don't know, stuff like that would like ruin my like not my day, but like my week and stuff like that. Like I don't know. And then after a while, like I don't know, I just learned to laugh at it. Like some of the stuff people were saying was like I cannot believe people believe some of the shit that they're saying. Like I don't know. Like I don't know. I started taking like transphobic shit as like jokes, if I would say, like, and instead of laughing at them, I would laugh with them, and then they'd be like, "Wait, you're pretty nice," and I was like, "Yeah, I am pretty nice." And then like, yeah, like for example, somebody came into a lot of people came into my DM saying stuff like, "You're a man," stuff like that, and then I'm like, whatever floats your boat, dude. But you know, Call of Duty Modern Warfare is about to come out. I'm excited for that.
right.
And then, and then like, yeah, you're right. And then I open up a conversation. Like I talk to my haters. Like, you know, like I don't know. I try to become friends with my haters, and I change their perspective on things often. I don't know, or I'll just sit there and fucking laugh at you. It's one or the other.
Well, you're very strong for that because even as I was saying, being in high school alone is hard enough. And then when you're online and you're such now a large presence, and you're a present, not gonna lie, but presence, it's like such an easy way for people to try and provoke you. Like even when I post, "Oh, Quinn's coming on the podcast, what should I ask her?" Just like microaggressions of like her question mark. And it's like, come on, like, why are we doing this? It is 2020.
Yeah.
But you remember, oh, this is some 14-year-old kid. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Not you, like, I'm saying like the person leaving the comments, like,
yeah, exactly.
They're just a cringy troll trying to get a rise.
Yeah. And after a while, I actually spoke to my therapist about this, but after a while, I was like, I got to stop giving these people. I was like, there's one or the other option. I could either keep giving these people my attention because once you give them something, then they just stop asking for it. Or I could just, number two, not give them any attention so they can get bored and fuck off. Mm-hmm. And then I ended up doing both occasionally. Like sometimes you'll see me giving trolls attention. Sometimes you'll see me ignoring it. I don't know. I'm indecisive like that. But I don't know. Both choices has its pros and cons, but I don't know. This internet shit is too complicated, so I'm not too worried about it.
Yes. But, yeah. And I'm very relieved to hear that you're in therapy, whether you're a emerging artist with the world at their fingertips or just a normal person. Therapy is great.
Yeah.
Everyone should be in therapy. Everyone should have someone unbiased to just voice all their concerns with and work through their own issues. So that's like really great to hear. Has Laura Les been like a big inspiration? Like who have you looked towards?
Most definitely Laura Les being one of them. Like Laura Les, yeah, she was the first one I found doing this type of stuff. And I was like, oh my God, this shit is just beautiful. It's perfect. Like, oh my God. Like the shit she was putting out reminded me, it took me back to when I was just a child searching through YouTube on my little iPod Touch, looking at like those little Stickman animations with like those random ass songs and stuff like that, or like those little top 10, those blue top 10 lists with like the sketch fonts or whatever the fuck, I don't know, and like the weird music playing in the background or whatever. Like I don't know. That was back when YouTube didn't even have an icon. It was just like a TV.
Right, right, right.
That was like way back
Throwback.
then, but
When
yeah,
you were like 2 years old.
yeah. Basically, yeah. I was introduced to the internet at a young age, yeah. But uh yeah, Lorelez, like she's did that shit perfectly, man. Like, and she's even an inspiration to me as a person. Like, I don't know,
Right.
like yeah, I don't know. But it's like there's been times where like I've talked to her once, maybe like a 30-minute conversation. I don't know. We just talked about random shit. Like it went from like Reddit and 4chan haters to like video games, I think. I don't know. But yeah, so I wouldn't say we're friends. I just say we just know each other basically. So and that's really cool. Like I fuck with that heavily. Like because like Laura Les is one
I
of my
bet.
idols. Yeah.
And Dylan Brady sent you a pack of beats about a month ago.
Yeah, most definitely. And Dylan Brady too. He's definitely one of my idols. And I'd have to say arguably the best producer I've ever come across, honestly. Like
Oh,
he can do anything. He's produced most of the songs I've probably ever heard. Um
that's insane. So
uh,
have you like recorded to some of his songs, or has anything
yeah.
happened with those beats?
Yeah, I've recorded to some of the beats, but like I never finished it. I haven't made a song in months actually. Like I don't know, it's just been like a
Really?
creative. Yeah, it's been a really heavy creative block. Like I've made beats and I've made partial songs, and if I have made a song, then I haven't liked it enough to consider it a song. Um, so
Interesting.
yeah, actually Dylan sent me another beat yesterday, and I sent that to Black Winter Wells to hop on, and I'm gonna hop on that after she does. But yeah.
Is there more pressure on you now in recording music, like that you have to meet the moment that you're in and you're on the rise, and this song has to be way better than the last song you released?
Kind of, sort of. Um, that's how. Yeah, that's how I think. Like, if I drop a song, yeah, it has. I think it has to be better than the last song I dropped. Because if I drop a song and I don't think it's my best song, then I probably won't like the song, like
All right.
the day after, or something like that. So like, yeah, I try to progress as I drop music. Except for recently. You Don't Know Me, that was recorded like 3 months ago, I think. But yeah, I just dropped that.
Huh.
But I still think it's a good song, so I dropped it. But yeah.
So you're currently not recording music, but you're working towards it. You're getting beats from popular producers. Your
Yeah.
stats are going up. Your followers are going up. I'm
Yeah.
sure labels are hitting you up. Potential managers are hitting you up. Where are
Definitely.
you at in that process? What's your thoughts on signing to a label or managers or that next step?
I don't know. Legal shit like often scares me. Like, I don't know. Cuz like getting a manager, I feel like there's going to be a really hard way to get out of that. And if I do get a manager, then I want to make sure that like I'm at least friends with them beforehand. Like I don't want it to be all business. I want to at least have some sort of a friendship established. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I don't know. Like yeah, and with the record labels and all of that, that's also scary to me. I've ran it past my parents once, and they was like, "Hell yeah, I'm proud of you." I was like, "Thanks," and yeah, but record labels, all that shit still scare me because like if I get signed, it's going to be a hard ass way to get out of it. That's what I think. But
Yeah.
yeah, and if I sign to, but nowadays, while I'm thinking, if I sign to a record label, then um, if I sign to a record label, I gotta have creative freedom. Like I still want to make the shit I want to make when I want to make it. So yeah.
Right. Right. Where do you typically, towards the end of an interview, I'll say, where do you see yourself in 5 years? But for you, you're so young. Where do you see yourself in a year? Where do you want to be when you're about to be a junior in high school with your career, with
uh,
your life?
with my life, I don't know. I just want to leave the house more.
It
With my career, I want to at least be verified. That's the start.
seems
Uh,
very close to happening.
very close to happening, definitely. I don't know. I want to have like, I want to at least go outside and then like I don't know, run into 10 people and at least 2 of them know me or something like that. Like I want to be noticed. I'm not going to lie about that. Like when I get noticed, it makes me happy. Even though I'm afraid to respond to people's DMs, I'm still glad to be noticed. But yeah, I'm working on responding to DMs though. But yeah, basically that's it. I just can't wait to take off. Well, I'm already taking off, but I can't wait to take off more.
It's gonna happen soon. I can feel it.
Yeah.
You got so many fan questions, so I want to do a rapid fire, just a few sentences from you. I'm gonna ask you like 10 in a row.
Okay.
Glaive ask her if I could beat her in a tussle.
Glaive? Okay. Glaive, you know what? If you win, I get to shoot you in the chest. But if I win, then I'll win. That's it. I know it's not fair, but shut up.
Perfect. If someone asked the situation with hyperpop artists and the dislike of PewDiePie.
Oh, that's a great topic. A lot of people dislike the fact that PewDiePie listens to them because his fan base is trash, and I agree with that. Most big people's fan bases are trash. My fan, I can get annoyed with my fan base sometimes. Yeah, I think I don't mind it personally. I don't mind it. Like, if you listen to my music, hell yeah, I'm honored. I grew up on PewDiePie. Like, I'm hella honored actually. Like, shit. Like, I remember watching old ass Amnesia gameplay videos from him and shit like that. So I'm good. And even if his fans don't like it or stay transphobic shit, I don't care. At least I'm just happy to be going up at least.
Next question. Rapid fire. Ask about the snails.
Oh man. Who said that?
So many people said it.
Oh,
that's
God.
like the main. That was one of the main.
Man, you don't want to know about the snails, man. I'm telling you, like, cause like I don't know when people, like irritate me or when I just want to fuck with people, I'm like, okay, snails or bees, and and then they choose between they're like why? They're like why? And I'm like, just choose snails or bees. And then depending on which one they choose, then I'd send them like some fucked up shit containing snails or bees. Like, I don't know, just on some internet troll shit. Like, I don't know, like it's just it's dark. Like, I don't know.
Okay, next rapid fire question. Do she like mangoes?
Yo, okay. People want to crucify me for this, but I fucking hate mangoes, man. Like, they're too sweet for me. They're too sweet for me.
You gotta try some dried mangoes. They're fire.
Dry mangoes? That sounds like what, like some like mango chips or some shit? Like,
no, well, yeah, they have like that dry, but then there's some that are almost like a fruit roll up kind of composure.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it's actually pretty fire.
I'll check that out then.
What's your favorite animal?
Favorite animal? Yeah, I gotta say spider. Cause like when I lived in Pittsburgh, I got involved in a lot of like dumbass shit, like I don't know, like dumbass shit with older people. And my nickname for them would be Spider because I got long arms, I got long legs, and when I move, like when I walk and stuff like that, you can't hear me. Like if I'm walking up to you from behind or something like that, you can't hear me coming like a spider. Like, I don't know. They just nicknamed me Spider, so I've always liked spiders ever since.
What's your dream collab?
That's a question I get often. That's a question I had to think about for a long ass time, and I think my final decision on the dream collab would have to be the almighty Godfather, Young Lean himself.
That would be insane.
I'd have to get a collab from him or White Armor. Those are one of the two.
That'd be crazy. Okay, yeah. Are you ready for the last rapid fire question?
I'm ready for the last rapid fire question.
This is what this hour-long interview has been building towards. Dun, 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 dun. Right. How do you like your eggs in the morning?
Depends, bro. Scrambled, deviled, or boiled.
That's,
Yeah,
bro, like that's like a lot right there.
yeah. Like deviled is too much fucking work, so that's rarely ever. So, but yeah, like either scrambled or boiled, man, and with salt and pepper on it at least, man. Like,
Are we eating hard-boiled eggs from the supermarket, or is that just a step too far? Like the
uh,
ones that are already in the plastic package for you.
oh no, it don't matter for me. Like if it's hard boiled, I'm eating that shit. Like that shit's good. Like I don't know.
What's like your normal routine uh this summer? Like what do? You wake up, you go online, like what are you leaving the house at all? Like what's a normal day look like?
Normal day looks like okay. So normal day was probably like today. Like I'll wake up and then I listen to music. Like I just walk around my room listening to music off my phone for like I don't know, like an hour or 30 minutes or something like that. And then like I go brush my teeth and then I walk the dog, come back inside, hop online. Um, that's about it. Hop online for the rest of the day, eat dinner, hop back online, play the PS3 all night, go to bed. Yeah.
It sounds like an ideal fucking life to me.
Yeah, man.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Is there anything I didn't ask you that I should have asked you?
No, I don't think so. I think it
It
was.
was like,
I think you
yeah,
touched on most things.
it was a pretty wide ranging, hour-long talk.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast, and I can't wait to see what you do next.
No problem, man. I'll hope to hear from you again for maybe an in-person interview. Yeah.
Yes, I can't wait. In person soon, please.
All right, man.